to integrate Chairman Delaney's guardrails. So is it possible to pass it in concept, or what you heard from Chairman Delaney for this bill?
I would ask the patron, are you requesting to make a substitute to this bill? And if so, what is it that you're requesting? And then we can go to council and see if that's possible.
Yes, Madam Chair. So I did have a conversation with council already, and we did not have time to add her language into my bill with the guardrails, but we would like to have those guardrails in this bill in concept. If this bill does pass, it would be something that we would do afterwards. And I guess, if you don't mind, I can defer to council because the conversation, we've already had this conversation and just didn't have time to make the changes.
Council.
Madam Chair, I think the main things would be all of the changes from Delegate Delaney's substitute could be added in. The questions would be where any conflicts happen, would Delegate Delaney's changes control, and where those changes would need to extend to the other technologies contained in this bill, would those cover those as well? And then from there, after the fact, in concept, a substitute could be drafted along those lines.
Okay, so
if those are the guardrails or the parameters of what that substitute would look like in concept.
Copy. So let me articulate back what you're saying is there is some deconflicting that needs to happen because of the code section that this is going in. Number one, where does Delegate Delaney's bill take precedent and where does it not? Would it be better if we hear the bill and you get with a council and we can make amendments in full? Would that be better for council?
Madam Chair, that's up to the body and up to the patron.
I would prefer that so that you can have that conversation and deconflict. We'll hear the bill as it is. If there's any amendments that you need to make prior to full, we can have you present and do that then.
Great. Thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate that. Okay, so this bill, Madam Chair, was passed last year, and it was vetoed by the governor at the time. But as I and those who testified earlier expressed in the previous bill, pedestrian deaths are a priority in Virginia, and they are completely preventable. So, which is why we're bringing this bill back again this year. As I mentioned earlier, the more traffic calming measures that we can implement, the safer our walkers and bicyclists will be. So HB 1330 that you have in front of you is another one of those measures. This bill would allow local law enforcement to implement stop sign cameras and pedestrian crosswalk violation monitoring systems in areas where speed cameras already are authorized under the code. I'm happy to answer any questions that we have on this bill. And if we have members in the audience who can answer any more technical questions about this newer type of safety technology.
All right, so are there any questions from the subcommittee? Delegate Wiley.
Madam Chair, thank you and appreciate the patron bringing this forward. I'm going to ask some technological questions. Can someone explain the technology behind this so that everybody understands how this thing works? Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Madam Chair, Delegate Wiley, I'm Edward Mullen with Seven Hills Strategy Group. The technology is a camera on the street corner. It records what's going on, and it is able to see when people blow through a stop sign or blow through a pedestrian crossing with a pedestrian present. It records that and ships it up to law enforcement. An important thing to note, the only data that ever leave the device is evidence of a violation. Anything that is not evidence of a violation, i.e. if you come to a full stop, if you don't blow through the crosswalk, it stays on the device and is wiped regularly. But the technology is very effective, and it deters bad behavior. And again, Delegate Siebold was correct. This is the bill that passed the General Assembly on a bipartisan basis last year. It is limited to those locations that are currently authorized for speed cameras. Realistically, that really just means school zones. So the thought is the General Assembly has made the determination that we wish for school zones to be as safe as possible, and we know that speed is not the only issue. where I live in the Fan District. Fox Elementary School is there, and people blow through those stop signs all the time, and I've actually seen kids have to jump out of the crosswalk. So appreciate the consideration.
Madam Chair, just to follow up.
Delegate Wiley.
Thank you. And just to clarify, and thank you for the information, regards to the data in terms of the storage of it. So the storage, are you guys also limiting the storage now? Is that being diminished as well in terms of the amount of time that storage is? Or are you only keeping it for a certain amount of time for the courts? Is that how it works? Or thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair, Delegate Wiley, the bill last year and this year, so this is, as introduced, it's a carbon copy of the conference report that went to the governor last year. Obviously, the intent is to conform it to Delegate Delaney's guardrails that just passed with the school zones and crossing zones. So all of the parameters around that program will also be around this program. So data retention, what the money does, all of it carries on to this. And so in answer to the earlier question, I think the expectation would be for full committee that where there is a conflict, Delegate Delaney's bill would trump as to the guardrails. And obviously this would just be the addition of the stop sign and pedestrian crossings in school zones.
Perfect. Thank you.
To answer your question, copy. All right, are there any further questions or comments from the subcommittee? Seeing none, is there anyone wishing to speak in favor of the bill?
Madam Chair, members of the subcommittee, Patrick Cushing on behalf of AAA. In addition to the towing operation, we're a traffic safety and motorist safety organization. We stand in support of the bill. We supported it last year. The guardrails that have been mentioned, we worked with Delegate Siebold last year, and of course we support Delegate Delaney's as well. They come in large part from a research document that was put together between AAA, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety, and other transportation stakeholders. So when it comes to automated enforcement, AAA doesn't just blanketly support automated enforcement. We only support it when it comes with motorist protections, and those are in this bill, and we support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Come right on up.
Madam Chair, Ruth Morrison with the City of Richmond. We do support this bill. A few years ago, of course, the GA updated codes such that drivers must stop for pedestrians in a crosswalk, and we welcomed that change. And similarly, we welcome this change because our law enforcement is just not able to be physically present, as you heard the witness speak about, at every intersection where we do have vulnerable users. And so for that reason, this will support enhanced driver behavior and safety on our streets. Thank the patron.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, Mitchell Smiley for the Virginia Municipal League. We do support this bill. We do think that this will help change behavior in school zones, and that is an extremely important priority for all of our members. We thank the patrons for bringing the bill. We do continue to have, again, concerns on the sovereign immunity part, and we'll continue to work on that issue. But thank you for bringing the bill, and we hope you support it.
Mike Doyle, Families for Safe Streets. Two factors. One in Maryland, I think it's Prince George County. They've had a 70% reduction in drivers blowing through stop signs for protecting pedestrians. So there's data out there working. Another data point, Families for Safe Streets, we have a near-miss dangerous location survey. So people put in where dangerous locations are. 70% of the over 3,000 data points that we have are failure to yield. 50% of those are with family with children near schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chairman, you are looking at one of those offenders. About 15 years ago, I was driving a box truck. I blew through a stop sign. About a week later, I got the summons or the notification, and in that summons was a photograph of the woman who was about to step off the curb as my truck was going there. Believe me, just seeing that has so modified my behavior ever since. It's a powerful tool.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, Michael Malloy, Fairfax County Schools. Student pedestrian safety is of utmost importance, so we thank the delegate for her work on this.
Madam Chair, Stacey Haney with the Virginia School Boards Association. We also have a position in support, and I thank the delegate.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition to the bill? Seeing none, we will go online, and we have one person speaking in favor of the bill, Mr. Scott Filling. You have the floor.
I want to just state to everybody who thinks the police can actually do the job. I had Governor Glenn Youngkin give us special attention for 2 years here on Route 17, Fauquier County. And he had to get triple to quadruple amounts of state police and regular police out here to try to get it under control, of which it only lasted for about 2 or 3 months before we had to recontact him. It was so out of control. So the other topic is nobody seems to talk about the toll road photo enforcement cameras, which collect a lot of money. They're collecting tons of money and they're working great, but they take angles from all 3 angles, where a speed ticket camera works great, but saves lives. I don't understand why this is such a conflict for speed ticket cameras to expand and be used much more in Virginia. I know it's linked to the ports of Virginia, and the tractor trailer speeding seems to be allowed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you for drawing those parallels too as well. We appreciate that. Is there any further questions? You're welcome. Are there any further questions from the subcommittee? Seeing none.
Have a motion, appropriate time.
Delegate Carr.
I move that the bill substituted in concept move forward.
It's not no concept. We're going
Oh, okay.
substitute.
All right. I move that the substitute bill move. We move the substitute bill.
It's a regular bill.
The regular.
With the understanding that there will be a substitute. We'll get it right.
I move that we move the bill. Move forward. That we substituted in full committee.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second to report House Bill 994 with the potential of a substitute in full. The clerk will open the rolls. Oh, it's on our screens too. Okay.